Welcome to the humble Eastside Arts Alliance. If you are not already familiar with us, we've been here for more than a decade in various spots in the Lower East Side. This is the San Antonio district of Oakland. Welcome to San Antonio. We put out an annual over a number of years. This is an historic moment that she is writing her memoirs. I think Yuri's in 80s, 83, 84 years old now. She has a lot to talk about, and I think a lot of us are familiar with her. If you're not already personally familiar with her, you're familiar with her image, the infamous image of her cradling Malcolm's head when he was assassinated at the Audubon. She worked as a comrade with Malcolm. She was in the Organization of African American Unity, Malcolm's last organization. She also worked alongside Robert Franklin Williams, if you're not familiar with him. And she was a citizen of the Republic of New Africa. She has been a longtime supporter and comrade of the Black Panther Party. I see a lot of brothers and sisters from the Panther Party tonight, including Chairman Bobby Seale. She'll introduce him. Forums, demonstrations, organizing, picket lines with Yuri over the years. Nice. You need to struggle. That's one of the reasons we have to transform the culture of whatever community we're from. We're going to transform the culture here to help empower the community. That's what we need, institutions. At one time we talked about alternative institutions. We still need that. We need to transform the government, though. We need to transform the system. I think it all is connected. But tied into that, we have to have a culture revolution, a revolution of the mind, and make that a physical change. There's going to be a mayoral race here in 06. We need to get rid of, along with a lot of Japanese Americans, including my own family, or half of my family. They were sent to concentration camps. And in a sense that Yuri was among that population of, 120,000 people sent to some 10 camps in the desert lands of America. In a sense, that population, that community became political prisoners. There's an interesting video discussing about the political prisoners today. You know, what broadens that definition. Because you have a lot of people being detained on no charges. And you have people being deported, whole populations of our communities being deported at this time. And it's very similar to the politics that sent a lot of Japanese Americans into concentration camps in the 40s. So I think we have to be very aware and vigilant about that, raise our voices, and understand why we must not only support the struggle for civil liberties for all our grassroots and immigrant communities, but also link that to why they're political prisoners in the United States in the first place. These things are connected. You know, what constitutes a political prisoner? What makes us political? And
first, I want to thank Greg Morizumi and the Eastside Arts Alliance, and I can't believe that I didn't even think people were going to come, and I can't believe all of you who are here. I mean, oh, my notes. I tell you, I can't believe, I know I'm going to forget all the names and stuff of you who are here. I mean, I see, a lot of the old timers like Eddie Audie, he would have stayed here, sitting right there. Oh, what? Wait, I can't hear you. Yeah, wait, Ernie and Chizu, Yama. I wish you would all stand up. I mean, so many of you here have been our heroes. There are so many icons here. I don't know what do you call it, but everybody is an icon. Everybody is precious, and I don't know how to thank you for being here. And those of you that I don't know, I hope I get to meet you afterwards. and I hope I get to learn a little about you, but thank you so much for taking the time to come here. I want to also introduce the Levinson family, Theo and Saul and their son, David. Where, I don't know where your son went. Okay. Oh, okay. They have done so much in the movement, so many years, 40 years or more. I see Claude over there, Claude Marks. I see, I mean, those who went to North Korea very recently, will you put your hand up? I put your name down. I don't know if I, Ju Young, where are you? Oh, Ju Young, she was one who led a group of Korean Americans to North Korea, and suddenly there's another one that went. Who else went to North Korea? Anyone else from here? Okay. And I want to introduce some of the people who are my top heroes. They are those who spend time in prison. I'm so happy, I couldn't believe it, to see Hamdia here. Where's Hamdia? Where, over there. She's a Muslim sister with a white scarf. I met her in prison. You were in Dublin? Was it Dublin prison? And I want to meet one of the biggest icons who's a prisoner. There's a couple of them here, women. One is Shaka. Where's Shaka? Oh, there's Shaka. Atani. And he just gave me this beautiful, beautiful T-shirt, and it is to advertise and let all of you know, don't forget Black August. Okay, what date to what date?
16th to 22nd.
16th? August 16th to 22nd, and where?
East Oakland Youth Development Center.
What, East Oakland what? Development Center?
We have flyers right here at the table.
Oh, yeah, the brothers here with the T-shirts will be passing leaflets out. And there's, wait a minute. Oh, wait, I hope Herb is here. Herb Holman, my son-in-law, where are you?
At the table.
Where's Herb Holman? Oh, what is this, what's the name?
Passing it on.
I forgot the name. Oh, passing it on. And so I want to thank Herb, because he has sold so many. When I heard that, is that Jeff Adachi? That Jeff Adachi? No, what's his position?
San Francisco Public Defender.
Oh, Jeff Adachi, the San Francisco, what defender? Oh, public defender. I'm sorry, I have a terrible memory. I don't know if old age or what it is. I can't blame it on medication anymore, because I just finally stopped 4 months of TB medication a few days ago. And so I hope I'll start regaining my strength. I think, I can't see the, Kilu Nyasha. And she was a former Panther. She's a journalist. Thank you, Kilu, for coming here. And Raymond Nat Turner, I saw you just a minute ago. Where's Raymond Nat Turner? That's it? Oh, there. I mean, he gave me a CD a couple of years ago. I haven't seen him since, and thank you for coming. Wait a minute. And Walter Turner, where's he? Walter Turner, where is he? Oh, there, yes. I've heard his name for years, and I'm so glad to. And wait a minute, is that Leroy? No, is that? I can't see. Wow, Leroy Moore. I mean, yes, he's probably glad I met him when I came here very early, and I see him everywhere, and I love the articles he writes in the San Francisco Bayview. Okay. And Donna, what was her last name? Oh, yeah. What was Donna? I know you so well, but all of a sudden your last name. Wallach, I'm sorry. Donna Wallach. She has a twin, so if you see someone that looks just like her, that's her twin.
Good evening. We'd like to thank you all for coming out tonight.
Little gal over there, Priscilla. I've known her from way back in New York, and I think there's others from New York here, but I can't see too well. I can see maybe the first couple of rows. And forgive me if I don't mention, is that Miriam? Is it? Oh, Miriam, Louie. Oh my gosh, she's another old-time who's been so active, and she plays with a Korean drum group. Yeah. Is your husband here too, Balvin?
He said an iHotel man.
He said iHotel. Okay. All right, but I can't see anyone beyond that, I don't think. All right. Wait, there was something I wanted to say. Wait a minute. There is one of my best movement friends is coming in from New York, and if any of you know her, or even if you don't know her, and you would like to meet her, she is going to be here for about 6 days from tomorrow. Her name is Naisha Shakur. She was with the Black Panther Party and National Committee for the Defense of Political Prisoners. So those of you who know her, I hope you will let me know, and maybe we could get together for dinner. I know that Phil Hutchinson, who said he will make it, and Phil Hutchings was the head of SNCC right after Rap Brown. Okay. I think two of the most important cases that we must support because the government wants to kill them, and you know who they are. Mumia Abu-Jamal, who's in the prison in Pennsylvania, and Rap Brown, or Jamil Al-Amin, who is in a prison in Kilu. Tell me, I can't. What?
Atlanta.
In Atlanta. I mean, it's very, very dangerous for them, and we've got to do whatever possible. I have leaflets I want to pass out. Yeah, maybe Donna or Audie. Now, the first leaflet I want to pass out, can you start passing and help for Audie, is about Penal Code 3022. Do you know what that penal code is? That penal code could help get more than 1,000 prisoners in California out, because that penal code was passed in 1977, and any prisoner in California who did not have, what do you call it? Kilo, help me. Who did not have a definite sentence, what do you call it? If you did what?
Indeterminate?
Indeterminate, yeah. If they did not have a definite sentence and it was indeterminate, they would not be under the CDC, which is California Department of Correction. And they should have been released back there in the 70s. But many people, for these 26 years, because the prison system and the California government has ignored Penal Code 3022, they are still in prison. And I think some of you know that Ruchel McGee is in his, 45th, 46th year in prison? More than that? No, about 45, 46 years. And 46 altogether. And then, who's the guy they just did not give Hugo Pinell. He was just turned down. And I heard that Jaleel Muntaqim Tony Bottoms was also turned down. Does anyone know what happened to Sundiata Akoli? What? They're sitting on it yet? Okay. I mean, we got to get these people out. Okay. And wait a minute. There's one word I got to introduce. He's one of the San Quentin Six. Talamantes. Where's Talamantes? Oh, there he is. Wow. Oh, one of the closest to George Jackson. And I know I first started to correspond with him about 30 years ago, and I was so thrilled to meet him here. I'm glad you're still around when I think of so many of your brothers are gone. Okay, I mean, there's so many other things. Oh, wait a minute. Betita! Betita Martinez is here. And also, one of my closest friend from New York who used to stay with us even, Paula Boas. Where are you? I saw you when you came in. Okay, I want to see you after, okay? Yeah. Oh, there you are. Now I see. Right. I wish I could see beyond the third or fourth row, but I can't. And so maybe I better just, I know there were so many things I wanted to say. Is that my niece? Did you come? Oh my gosh, I didn't. Okay, all right, yeah, okay, I guess I've done enough talking. Oh, no, I got, that's page 1. Oh, my God. I hope all of you know where the money is going, those who purchase books. The money is going to the Chris Ijima Fund. Chris Ijima was one of the activists in New York. He was a very popular activist. He taught at a high school, I can't remember the name. He was, what does he play? He plays, guitar, no, ukulele, guitar. Huh? Oh, he's a guitar player, he's a folk singer. He went to law school, became a lawyer, but right now, and then he went to Hawaii to teach at University of Hawaii's law school. And there, maybe a couple years ago, he came down with a very serious, rare disease called amyloidosis, a very painful, debilitating disease. And I mean, within the first 8 months, or I don't know if it's the first or what, but he lost 70 pounds, which certainly worried his family. And then now he's starting to gain weight, but the weight is really negative because it's just, what do you call it? Fluid in his body, and they are trying, and about 30 pounds of fluid came into his body, and they're trying to take out. But all of his friends from New York and California and Hawaii have been trying to raise money, knowing that he will be in the hospital for a long time. He will be starting his chemo and radiation. And so to let all of you know that those of you who purchase books, the money will go to his fund. I think that's it. Okay. Wait.
I want to answer some questions.
Oh yeah. If any of you have questions, and then later if any of you buy the books, I'll sign it. What? It's Susanna. Wait, Elena. Where's the name?
Jorge.
Tommy Wong.
This is Eastside Arts Alliance.
Formally saying you didn't think anyone would come. Why would you say that? Are you serious?
I mean, I don't know that many people, or they don't know me, I don't think. Did I introduce G? Donna Wilmot. She's also...
Well, those who purchase books can line up and get their books signed.
Remarkable or about rather remarkable people who, although both in his life, lived quite different lives from distinct and distinct, and with equally different, however, are equally remarkable. For both of them are revolutions, and both of them emerged from middle-class families. I speak now of Yuri Kochiyama and David Gilbert. For many listeners to these words, these names will perhaps be unfamiliar, but to people active in radical and revolutionary politics, the name should be well known. Yuri, as the name suggests, is a Japanese American whose long life of activism in revolutionary politics began in the harrowing concentration camp where Japanese people were cruelly confined during the 1940s after the bombing of Pearl Harbor. David hails from a New York Jewish family who traces his activism from the early U.S. anti-war movement spawned by the horrors of the Vietnam War. Both, however, marked their introduction to the possibility of revolution from the powerful oratory and life example of Malcolm X, the black revolutionary minister and human rights activist. Scholar Diane Fujii, in her remarkable, insightful book, Heartbeat of Struggle, The Revolutionary Practice of Yuri Kochiyama, which will come out in spring of '05, recounts how this Japanese-American woman grew from a liberal to a radical to a revolutionary, who joined black nationalist organizations and worked with rare respect and fidelity to defend and protect black political interests. She was an associate and student of Malcolm X, and became a member of the Republic of New Africa, among other such groups. By all accounts, she was a hard, sensitive, and consistent worker who never betrayed the interests of her comrades. David has just written another remarkable book called No Surrender, Writings from an Anti-Imperialist Political Prisoner. It just came out this year. Now, if you love books, David Gilbert's recent work will be doubly valuable to you. For most, perhaps two-thirds of the work is a collection of deep and insightful book reviews of radical, revolutionary, and liberating books that continue to be published in this late stage of imperialism. Moreover, when David recounts his period of...
Testing.
Okay, we got it. Yeah.
Everybody, there's one more book. If anybody wants to buy it, somebody brought in a new box. You would like? Thank you.
You want some of me speech?
Put it down so it doesn't have feedback. That's number 2. I'll get you change. Don't worry.
being turned on to the revolutionary potential within America, he points in his reviews and his recollections to the centrality of the black movement, whether that represented Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. or Minister Malcolm X. David writes of the early 60s, and I quote, "I was also inspired by the nobility of purpose of the civil rights movement, which stood in stark contrast to the individualism and careerism that predominated in my community. I remember seeing Dr. King on television, and a ripple went through my chest as I felt this is what it's like to be human, to be moral, to care about other people. So in many ways, I came to Columbia looking to be involved in civil rights." David went on to found the Students for a Democratic Society, or SDS, at Columbia, and later joined the radical Weather Underground. Yuri would, with her husband Bill, found the Kochiyama family in Harlem, and in later years helped spark a resurgence of Asian American rights movements inspired by her work in the Harlem community. Their lives and experiences teach us that movements spark movement in us all. From Death Row, this is Mumia Abu-Jamal. These commentaries are produced by Noel Hanrahan for Prison Radio.
Very good.
Double OG right here. It's all good.